Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your premier source for Second Amendment news. Sorry for the echoey reverberations trying to put the new studio together here. Uh, it's a mess, and my son and my daughter are helping me because I can't lift much, but I wanted to get a video out. I wanted to draw some attention to what's going on in Florida. With all of the news going on nationwide in all of the Democrat-controlled states, it should be no shocker that the Second Amendment, it was one of the first things that the socialists and the anti-gunners tried to snuff out as soon as the COVID-19 pandemic shutdown took place. And a lot of states have been sued into normalcy, I guess, because they still don't follow the Constitution, because they're still closing churches and stuff like that, separation of church and state and First Amendment, and some states tell you you can't assemble, you can't march, whatever. But what Florida is doing is a little bit different and ballsy. So the tax collector there in Leon County, her name is Doris Malloy, Maloy. Now, she is the tax collector. She sent out an email blast to all the people that needed to know that she was going to reopen her office effective June 1st. Now, what her email said was that she will still refuse to allow her people to exercise the Second Amendment. What do I mean? Well, I'll have a link to the letter, her email actually, that she sent out. And if you look on it, it says to number 5 in her list of 5 things about her office opening, it says services will be limited, which means concealed weapon original applications and driving skills tests are still suspended. So they're going to continue to squash your Second Amendment in Leon County. And I think that everybody should be aware of that. And if you live in that county, it's time to start calling the people who represent you. They are your employees. They have forgotten that. But if you start calling in mass, they'll remember pretty quick. Now, this, again, will take place on June 1st. She'll reopen her office. Now, in response to this letter, the NRA and the Unified Sportsmen of Florida sent a letter to her, as well as the county administrator, whose name is Vincent Long. Now, I'll have a link to this letter as well down below, and I'll read it to you real quick because it's a shame that this is still going on. So it says, Ms. Malloy and Mr. Long, the Florida Constitution provides that, quote, the right of the people to keep and bear arms in defense of themselves and of the lawful authority of the state shall not be infringed, except that the manner of bearing arms may be regulated by law. And that's the Florida Constitution. The next paragraph says, we have reviewed Ms. Malloy's email regarding the reopening of Leon County Service Centers on June 1st, 2020. While this email details procedures her office is putting in place for the restoration and delivery of services, it also indicates that she will be refusing to provide the essential constitutional service of processing original applications for concealed weapon or firearm licenses. In short speak, if you are one of these new gun owners, welcome to the club, but your powers that be in Leon County, Florida, specifically the tax collector, they don't want you to be able to protect yourself or others, just like the Constitution says you can. This letter continues and says the proposed action is prohibited by state law and conflicts with the executive orders issued by the Florida governor, Ron DeSantis, which clearly extend the essential service designation to firearms-related activities. The processing of new applications for concealed weapon or firearm licenses is one such essential service. Next paragraph goes into what the county tax collectors can do and can't do, and it says specifically, then it says, your email suggests that you have the discretion to pick and choose which service to provide, but the legislature has made it clear that as an agent of the state, in your capacity as the Leon County tax collector, you do not have the discretion over whether or not to accept these applications. It then closes by saying, on behalf of our members in Leon County, and to avoid further action, I respectfully request that you reserve your refusal to process original concealed weapon or firearm license applications when you reopen on June 1st, 2020. And that's penned from Marion Hammer of the NRA. It seems like it's coming down to another lawsuit in another state which wants to stomp on gun rights. So contained in the email, in that link down below, is all the emails that you'll need to contact Ms. Malloy and everybody else she sent this email to. And you'll notice that they all have government email addresses, which means you, if you live in the county, can contact them because they're your employees. So please let them know how you feel about this. If you're new to this channel, I'll be keeping track of this as it moves forward. And if you'd like to keep tabs on this, as well as all the other infringements we face nationwide, you might want to consider subscribing to Guns and Gadgets. This is the premier source for Second Amendment news, and I just want to thank all of my viewers for helping the channel continue to grow. It really means a lot, especially in a time where you're inundated with things just taking up your day, whether it's in-home schooling or mask knowledge or COVID-19 knowledge or anything like that. Thank you for still taking the time out of your day to watch the channel. And until we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, and carry a weapon. Take care, everybody.